Hi everyone, in this video we're going to look at some of the secret sauce, what makes Figma amazing, and it is the plugins that are run in parallel with Figma. So plugins are made by other people, not Figma, okay, and basically you install them, okay, and in this case I've installed a little icon plugin, and let's say we search for a house, I can grab my icon and just drag it out. So it is a way of, he's a bit teeny tiny there, but you get the idea. This is a way of extending Figma. There are lots of plugins and they are amazing. We'll focus on the icon one at the moment, but they all work roughly the same sort of way. They extend what Figma can do. Let's jump in and look at least one of them. So to install our first plugin, if you go to this little drop down next to the Figma icon, you can go to plugins. Hi everyone, our little UI update from Figma. Again, plugins, I'm going to get you to click on Browse Plugins and Community. You don't do it that way anymore. The way you do it is you go to this shiny new button here called Resources, be on Plugins, and then you can go to this option here. It's called the Community tab. Okay, that's how you get into it, or go to the home page, go to Explore Community, and down the bottom here, you can switch it to All Resources. No thanks, just show me the plugins. Okay, and you will get, if I scroll down again, all of this detail about the plugins. But probably what you'll do from now on, I like using that way. That's the way I still do it. Okay, because it gives me lots of information about how many times it's downloaded, what's popular. If you already know the name of the plugin, okay, if Dan gives you one or you find one on a website, you can type it in just going Resources, go to Plugins, and just type it here. We're going to learn Unsplash in a bit. Okay, so instead of kind of like going through that community tab, you can see it's right there if you know the name of it. All right, so that is what I'd like you to do. Is plugins are just so an amazing part of Figma that just take a break, take 5 minutes and just have a read through all the amazing plugins. Okay, there's just so much in here that can get you so far and kind of enable you to be fast and efficient and like visually really compelling. Okay, so have a look through all the different plugins. We're going to look at icons for the moment. What you need to do is, well, the way that I use to gauge whether this plugin is good is mainly bound to installs. There's no like star rating yet, which I wish there was, but like Unsplash, which is a way of getting kind of commercial free images, is a really cool plugin, really common, probably the first one everybody installs. We'll do it later in the course, but you can see 630,000 other UX designers decided it was useful. So there must be some big in here. We're going to use Iconify. Okay, if this one is not in here or hasn't been updated for the last 3 years, okay, you'll find another version that will work similar. This video is not actually how to use Iconify, but just like how to install a plugin and get it working. So we're going to click install. Yes, please. Remember, these aren't made by Figma, so no responsibility taken. Okay, and let's go and have a look now of how to actually operate a plugin. We'll do a few through this course. So let's have a look. So you have to turn the plugin on. You can only have one running at a time. So you got to say, I want plugin called Iconify to start working. Now this is where they all vary. Most of them have some sort of UI. They all look different. None of them look the same. This one here, it's big. I put mine on the other screen. But I'm just going to move it over here. Let's have a look. So let's have a look at that shopping one we're looking for. Let's look at another house. Remember that house was broken? It was hard to change it. So in here, let's have a look at the houses. Is that going to be a stroke? None of them are going to be strokes, I bet you. Maybe that guy might, maybe that guy will be. Probably not. I'm going to use this one, fingers crossed. So you can just click and drag them out. Look at that. Got a giant SVG icon. And really that's it. That is that plugin. You can just drag stuff out. Obviously there's other options in here. Okay, you can search icons and there's lots of tagging and stuff going on. So plugins all work a similar sort of way. There's some sort of UI and you'll be able to click and drag things out. We'll do a few more throughout the course. But yeah, that is the plugin specifically for icons. I don't need this guy now, so I'm just going to delete him. Now, when you are deleting bits and pieces, it's probably because you're always going to be left with a frame. So try not to you can just delete it. But you know, with this frame, it's best to go into your actual layers and say, that's it. I'm going to hit delete and everything inside of it. And then just make sure your layers are kept nice and tidy. The hell is that? What are you doing down there? I have no idea how I got that one. Anyway, keep it clean. Delete that guy too. All right. that is, yeah, a really simple plugin. Plugins are amazing in Figma. We're going to learn a few more throughout the course. Let's get into the next video.